is the third time I've tried to record this video, so I'm really hoping I get it right this time. Let me just check to make sure that my microphone is actually working before I go, no! Yeah, it's working, it's all good. Excellent. So, I want to talk about TCG, shop sim, collector thingy, blah, 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 blah. And I want to break it down to the reasons why I'm buying this game. I don't care if Moses is splitting the Nile. I don't care if Noah has predicted a flood. I'm still buying this game. Do not care. If the rapture comes, the demons can do whatever they want to me as long as I'm playing this game. The reason why is because this is basically what I want to do, what I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to work a good couple of years of my life, save up a load of money, buy myself a little shop and trade in the world of geek. I wanted to be that weird, sad, strange person that owns a comic book store and most of his clientele don't understand what a bath is. Pretty much, yeah, it would just be a laugh. I just thought that would be my future. And having this as a game really highlights how much deodorant is really good. No, basically, I just enjoy this sort of thing in my life. I enjoy collecting cards and everything else. I was quite vocal about this in my video, and I was quite vocal about this in my live stream, which we did, which was labelled Addicted. And being able to have this as even just prologue makes me really enjoy this. I get the actual feeling that it almost builds like a weird NPC community, and there's plenty of ways of playing the game. Time to open a pack of cards. Nothing quite like getting high on your own supply. So, why do I like this game so much? I think it's because we don't understand how deep this game really goes. On top of the surface, it's basically a supermarket sim. Stack your shelves, customers come in, buy stuff, that's all good. But unlike all other supermarket simulators, so that would be like Supermarket Sim, then you've got the other Supermarket Sim, then you've got the ones where you're basically trading t-shirts and clothes and this, that and the other. Then there's the other ones where you can print your own t-shirts and clothes, and it basically all starts to feel the same. The reason why this one feels different is because of all the different things you can do in the game. Not only are you a shop owner, which you're selling your own products and bits and pieces, but you are able to sell single life cards, which basically help people finish their collections and so on and so forth. And also there's the passive income part of the game where you put out these tables and chairs, people come in and use your space and pay to play. Basically, you're giving them a space to play a game against a complete random stranger or a friend, you know, that's all good. And at the end of the day, they'll pay you to sit in your store, which I think is pretty cool. So you got passive income, trading income, and physical stuff income. Now, if we go into the exit screen, later on, there are more TCG types. So there's going to be more cards and more bits and pieces. More shelf and table types. So we're going to get a varied amount to store. And also, customer trade cards. So we're not only going to be selling stuff to customers, but they're going to come in asking for trades. And I think that's a pretty cool section of this game. This basically takes the game into that extra layer. Buying and selling, trading for best prices and this, that and the other. And maybe we get like a different quality of card. So if it's used, then we can put it in for a lower price. If it's a mint collection card, and we get, I don't know how deep the developer's going with this, but if you think about it from a real life perspective, you pay more for mint condition cards that have been graded than you would if you just took a card out of a boot fair and it's like slightly bent and it's like 20p. So maybe there's going to be some of that in this. I don't actually know. I'm just sort of guessing and sort of hoping that the developer goes, I really want to go deep into this and I really want to basically give a weird experience to all the people who want to play. So if that's the way, I'm all behind it. Now, the other thing that I'm looking at is this bit here where it says playable TCG. Basically meaning that all of our folders that are full of cards, we can turn into decks to actually play the game. And I like that idea. I think that's a pretty cool idea. And I was looking at the cards, and I'm sitting there going, okay, so the left symbol has got to be something like, that's your attack. So it's 12 attack, 17 defense, 20 health, and I'm not sure what the skull icon of 33 is. But that's okay. I'm all good with this, as long as I get like the ability to actually mess around with. The reason why I was a bit weirded out is because that one's got an ability of 33, but so is this, and it looks like a meaner monster. I'm not sure what this means. Maybe it all gets explained as we go through. So I'm hoping we get an instruction manual on how to actually play the game, even if it's just like one small page of text and we're like, okay, this is what you do. I'd probably be happier with that. That was the last piece of the things that make me really want to play this game. Collecting cards. As an old school collector of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, this is what I did. I enjoyed going into like geeky shops like this, buying either separate cards or packs, and I enjoyed upgrading my collections, making like, you know, getting first edition cards and putting that in a different slot. I had ring binders full of cards, so I was one of those sad people. I say sad, we're cool people in our own little worlds. So having all of this at my fingertips, quite literally keyboard and mouse fingertips, then I'm really happy with this game already. And I genuinely think this will take the place of the supermarket sim life, because most of the supermarket games that we've played recently have been pretty shallow. There hasn't been a lot of like extra content. It's all been a bit like, well, I'm going to be honest, crap. And that made me think maybe this is going to be the next big supermarket sim game that everyone's going to get into and weirdly get addicted to. It also works as a bit of a gateway, because this is one of the most satisfying things you can do in real life if you're a geeky person. Opening packs of cards and looking for the ones you don't have and being surprised by how much things are worth. And this is where it got me. So just taking a pack of cards off of a shelf, flicking through and being like, cool, I have that one, got it. I haven't got that one, and it's worth $21. That's a good card, fantastic, and I'm all happy. And that will be, I think this sort of little practice will be the reason why people will get addicted to this game. Now, there are a couple of little things that I really wouldn't mind changing with the game, but we'll see how things go. Number one, I love this part though. Spraying people is funny, so don't take it as an offence. I just like spraying smelly people with deodorant, especially if they're in my store. And as said, like I in my real life, I wanted to do this. I was going to be expecting that sort of clientele because that's just the joys of life. Okay, so this person's buying cards, fantastic. So we're going to be doing $16. Excellent. I like the fact that we're able to do card payments and cash payments and being able to count, because it is helping people actually learn how to count money, which is still a valid thing that we do in modern day society. Don't care how many times you're going to use your card, you still use cash, trust me. Obviously this is just a prologue, so I'm not going to be seeing the full size of the actual store, and that's completely fine. At the end of the day, that's why I want to buy the game. I want to basically deck this store out and be happy. Now, what else would I want to see in this game? Well, when it comes down to people playing the actual card game, I wouldn't mind seeing a few extra pieces of animation, you know, with cards being turned over and that sort of thing. So that's 5, 50, 60 done. So if we're able to get somebody who's actually going to play, I'll show you what I mean. Thank you. No. Cool, and here we are. So there's a set amount of animations that goes on with the game, and I get it, it's background and it's so on and so forth, and I completely understand. But I feel that as these cards are face down, maybe as the timeline of the animation goes on, the cards should face over. It's just a little thing, but I think it would make the game a little bit more sort of, you know when you get the little tiny things in the background that you go, actually that's a really cool thing that's happening. That's sort of the thing I'm thinking about. It's having that there and just being like, you know what? They did well, they thought about this, and they made it more sort of atmospheric. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Genuinely, building an atmosphere in one of these shops is a good thing, because you're able to actually feel like you're actually running something real. Now, I know I'm looking into this too much, and this is something I'm actually really prepared to actually like go into, but that's how I would prefer a game. And I like the fact that we've got all of this going on. I think this is all pretty cool. And that is just because I'm one of those people. I like the little details when it comes into like a comic book shop, because each comic book shop you ever go into, or collectible shop, they're all different. It doesn't matter what they're selling. Even if you see the same model on the shelf in every single one of them, the shop layout's different, People are different. The person who runs the shop may be a little bit quirky, a little bit mad, but that's just the joys of life. It makes the atmosphere of the store. And I think that's where this game is going to be good. I think if the people are going to be playing it, we're going to be live streaming it, making videos. We're all going to add our own little quirkiness to our own store and decorate it the way we want it. And now I wouldn't mind seeing a lot more decorations in the game. Obviously, we're looking at a beta here. So there's obviously a shed ton of packs and boosters and stuff like that we can see. When it comes down to the accessories, at the moment we've only got like the deck holders and so on and so forth, and there's not many figurines. But at the end of the day, these are all things that are basically in the game. Now, if I go on to the trailer of the game, okay, so as you can see, we've got like card sets. We're obviously able to like do certain things, and the shop does evolve for this person over time, putting new shelving in, buying packs up and everything else. And this is a really good, I like the idea of this. Now, if you look at this picture here, you've got the yellow packs, you've got blue packs, red packs, and purple packs. I'm going to assume they're all just rarities of just cards that we're able to buy later on, which are really, I'm looking forward to. And then we've got, obviously, opening up the cards and the size of this store. We've got purple, gold, blue, red, and we've got all these people coming in to play the game as well. So the store can get pretty big. One thing I'm noticing though is there's not a lot of like wall decoration. I hope that the developer looks into this as maybe like we can buy posters and stuff for decorations, because that's what you would expect when you go into a comic book store. $10 for a pack of cards, jeebus. See what I mean? Every single one of these tables looks exactly the same. They're all holding the same cards. Maybe a little bit of variety in the animation, but it is just my own picking. And customers who buy too much, it's all good. Look at that. That's a good stack of cards. Ring binder. And that's the full extent of the store. So if we're only going, like, so with the actual game then, if we're going back as far as this window here, which I'm going to assume is the last upgrade, I feel like that we do need to start decorating the store. And I do hope the developer comes up with like some plans to be able to like decorate and make things look a bit more quirky and a little bit more unique to the way that we want our stores to look. But apart from that, I'm really happy with this. This is probably, and it's weird, but it's one of the better demos that I've played over the last sort of couple of months, and genuinely actually has me excited to play a video game, even though it's a very simplistic game. And there's not really a lot of like, I would say it's not like a lot of any other game that we've ever really played, but it genuinely has a little bit of its own uniqueness and a little bit of its own quirk, and I like this. And this is what makes me think that this game is going to be, if I'm going to be honest, I think it will take the place of a supermarket game. Genuinely, anybody else that wants to make a game after this like this has to think of the depth of the game, and does it actually correspond with the people who are actually playing it. For me, trading card games and like the world of the geek and the collector and everything else, I am one of those people. I am a geeky collector person, and that's just who I am. And that's what I like about this game. It gives me the ability to run a store without having to buy a store, and actually sort of, I don't know, sort of feel at home in a way. So until my next video, live stream, or whatever else I do, thank you very much for joining me in this, and thank you very much for checking this game out. Go check out the prologue if you are into trading cards and all the other stuff, and maybe this game makes you feel the same way that I do. I don't know, a little bit warm and fuzzy inside. Until my next one, peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do. A boom! Fist bump to you.